This is where I was born. This is where I'll probably stay the rest of my life. I fish for a living. I started when I was 13 years old.
Why do you do it?
Because that's what's here. That's basically what's left here to do. If we didn't have the lobster fishery here, things would be really, really difficult, extremely difficult. There'd be people that would have to move out of here. It's that important. We're here to keep this fishery viable, and we look after it.
All right, so let's talk more about that. What is your concern right now? Things changed on September 17th when the Sipekne'katik band launched the moderate livelihood fishery. What does that mean for you?
Well, it creates a lot of uncertainty for me, and along with everybody else that's involved in the fishery, or either whether they're directly related to it or indirectly. We have a regulated fishery with a season, and right now what's going on in some of these other areas, they're fishing out of the commercial season, and that's when the lobsters they're coming in closer to shore, and they're molting and they're breeding. In the summertime when the water's warm, lobsters are crawling around the bottom fiercely. So it does create an issue that way.
Like they're going to be able to catch more during the summer?
Yes, they would be able to catch more. They'd be able to catch them quicker. All the commercial fishermen would love to fish in the summertime when the water's warm, the weather's nice. We'd be able to go out with t-shirts on, do our thing. But we wouldn't have a fishery left after just a very few years, 2 or 3 years. We would clean the lobsters off the bottom.
What do you say to the argument that it's not that much fish, it's not that much lobster coming out with the moderate livelihood fishery? It's only 550 traps.
I don't know how many traps they have, but I can only go by what I'm told. But
what are you told?
I'm told it's a lot more than 550 traps. It's not that we don't want them in the fishery. We do. There's room. There's room in the fishery, but it has to be in the season with the same rules and regulations.
So in 1999, that's when the Supreme Court of Canada reaffirmed the Mi'kmaq Treaty right to fish for a moderate livelihood. They have a right to do this. Do you accept that?
I do accept that, but there are other species of fish to fish year-round. It's not just lobster.
What do you make of the argument that this is all about race?
I take offense to it because I'm not racist, and I know these guys here. I know a lot of guys in all these districts that it's not about race.
What do you think of the fact that we've seen a lobster pound burned to the ground, a van set on fire, vandalized, tires slashed, people barricaded inside of a pound with 200 people outside? That's happening here in your community where you've lived your whole life.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
I'm shocked, really. I'm shocked. It's mortifying.
What about the scene at the lobster pound? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Why did you go to something like that?
I guess the point was to release illegally out-of-season lobsters.
Release them back into the water.
Yeah.
And how have you been left feeling after witnessing all of what's gone on? What's your feeling right now?
I don't think it's going to go away. People are going to get busy, trying to make a living, but at the same time, everybody's still going to be working on this because it's something that has to be solved.